Many of us have driven by and wondered, just how old is that tree? KOCT got a chance to visit with the family and get a close-up look at one of the oldest living things around.
Have you ever noticed this rather large tree and wondered, how old is it? Who planted it? And what's it like living alongside of it? The Morton Bay fig tree in Oceanside was actually planted in 1934 or 35 by Archibald Orestes Cope and his grandson Richard Euler, according to granddaughter Betty Ann Hillman. The Cope family came to Oceanside to grow gladiolas and planted the dry root twig that grew into this rather impressive tree. Betty Ann remembers her own children playing in their great-grandparents' tree, which has gained celebrity over the years. So we asked current homeowner Joseph Thompson what life was like living with his tree.
I think the first thing you have to realize, it's not your tree. It's much older and bigger than anything else, so it's a community tree. I don't own this tree, everybody does. Probably the nicest thing about it, keeps the house very nice and cool in the summertime because it completely canopies. One thing is you don't use this fireplace anymore because the tree is right over it. The tree has its own mind, and so if there's concrete, it'll move the concrete out of place for you. And while we used to have a nice lawn here and a nice fence around here, the tree decided to move it out of the way. You get so many visitors, and so many people come by and knock on your door, or they'll ask if they can take pictures, and then sometimes they'll even come back years later. You spot the tree about a block away, and I always look for the big old canopy, and then it feels like though you're crawling underneath the tree, and it's almost like it's putting its limbs in around you and just takes you back in, so it actually feels very secure. And so living under the tree and coming back to the tree on a daily basis is almost like coming back to your secret tree fort that nobody knows about.
This amazing tree's been referred to as Grandpa Joe, but it really stirred the imagination of one 10-year-old, Fred Osuna, who wrote about Old Man Tree years later.
When I was 10 years old, my family moved to the top of a hill, and I would often hop on my bike and ride straight up California Street. Just before the halfway point, a big tree dominated the landscape. Calling it a big tree doesn't quite do it justice, though. This tree was gigantic. Its branches extended high and far out over the street in all directions. I would slow my pedaling to marvel at this tree whenever I rode up the hill. The tree's age and size seemed to engender respect automatically. I called it Old Man Tree. Long after I'm gone, I suspect Old Man Tree will remain, right there at the side on California Street, slowing traffic and sheltering passers-by, exerting some undefinable power over others, just as he has on me.
So next time you see Old Man Tree, give it a salute and a smile. You know, with love, care, and respect, this tree could still be here for the grandchildren of your grandchildren. I'm Janine Postel-Shepard for KOCT.